Hi and welcome to another Task 1 lesson. In this lesson, we are looking at the assessment criteria for the Task 1 for general training candidates. Remember, you're supposed to write a letter. These assessment criteria are important for you to know as a candidate because once you are aware of them, you can fulfill the demands of the task that you have, and that would ultimately enable you to get a good score for your writing. Remember, the writing component of the test has two tasks, writing task 1 and then task 2. Both are marked independently, so 100% for task 1, 100% for task 2. But when your band score for writing is being calculated, remember from the previous lesson, we said the writing task 1 takes 33% and the writing task 2 66%. You need to know what is expected of you so that you don't fall short of that. There are 4 assessment criteria, and these are task achievement, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammatical range and accuracy. Each of these carries 25% of the total marks. Like I said, it's important for you to know so that you can get the score you're supposed to get. You fulfill the demand of the task, of course you would get a good score. Let's look at these one after the other. The first one is task achievement. Remember, you're supposed to write a letter in 20 minutes. You need a minimum of 150 words. What letter you have to write depends on the recipient of the letter. So if you're supposed to write a formal letter, then you remember what you have to do: salutation, opening, body, conclusion, subscription. The features that you put into the letter you're supposed to write should be appropriate enough as regards the type of letter you're writing. Make sure to also address all the bulleted points given to you in the question. Check the number of words, 150, nothing less than that. You can go slightly beyond that to write between 5 and 10% more. You don't have to write so many words. You don't have to write so much, because if 150 would give you a good score, then why write too much and spend so much time? You need to reserve some of the 20 minutes to read over your work, so you can't afford to keep writing and writing without pausing to read over the work that you have put down. The next is coherence and cohesion. Coherence looks at the structure. Remember, we talked about the features of the letter in the previous lesson. So you need to include all those features. You need to logically arrange your ideas to organize them very well. Then cohesion is looking at how well you connect your ideas, your paragraphs, your sentences. There should be a very good link between and among the ideas and paragraphs that you have, so that whoever is going to read the letter would be able to follow and get the information contained in the grammatical range and accuracy. Before that, let's look at lexical resource. You need a wide range of vocabulary, and apart from range, also the vocabulary should be appropriate. So if you're writing the letter to, let's say, your boss at work, the language, the vocabulary, the words, the expressions you would use will be different from what you would employ when you're writing to a friend. So in as much as range is important, appropriacy is also very critical when you're looking at lexical resource, when you're looking at your vocabulary, your words and expressions you're using. For informal letters, for example, you can use informal words, you can use terms which are widely known, But you wouldn't do that if you're writing the letter, for example, to the manager of an insurance company, which, you know, would be a formal letter. The language, the words you would use should be appropriate enough as regards the type of letter you're writing. Finally, we are looking at grammatical range and accuracy. You should have a wide range of structures, and you should be able to flexibly use these structures. Simple, compound, complex sentences, you should be able to have all of these types over there. You're paying attention to sentences as regards tenses, concord, subject, verb agreements, noun, pronoun agreements, punctuation, spelling, and all the other grammatical features available in the English language. Your ability to focus on these assessment criteria we have just looked at will determine what you get. One is not important than the other. That is why each carries the same marks, 25%. So you focus on each of them. But of course, as individuals, you know where you are good at and where you have a problem. So you focus more on areas that you encounter challenges. If it's grammar, then you want to do more with grammar when you're practicing. Make sure to focus on these. It's important for you to have them in mind as you write the letter, so that you do not get a score that you cannot use for the reason why you want to travel. I'll see you in the next lessons. Thanks for paying attention, and remember to keep practicing. Keep practicing. The lessons are important, but your ability to, apply these in real context, for example, when you have to write a letter, would enable you to know whether you have understood the lesson very well or there's something else you need to do. Keep learning, and all the best in your test.